Greetings, and welcome to the latest in our cycle of lunar rituals. Suggested materials are a candle, matches or lighter, incense, a deck of cards of any kind, your paper sigil if you were with us under the dark moon, a scrap of small disposable paper, and if possible, a view of the moon. Though if you lack any of these, you can simply follow along on the video stream. The candle will be lit in ritual, the incense may be lit now. We will get started in just a moment. If you're not a member but are interested in getting involved, you can find a link to our Discord at capitalareasatanists.org. Now find a seated position where you can rest comfortably for an extended period of time.
Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Place your hands firmly and tenderly over your heart. Breathe as deeply as feels comfortable. Allow your pulse to steady itself in this moment. Feel the support of the earth beneath you. Feel yourself firmly grounded in place, strong and immovable by any will but your own.
You may now light your candle. With the lighting of this flame, honor the gift of knowledge bestowed upon you and which you carry forward with you. With the ringing of the bell, feel the space around you, already a tenuous material reality, detach itself from the mundane world, creating room for your own inner world to briefly manifest outward, as within, so without. As we open the seal of this ritual, we look, and the sun becomes black as sackcloth. The full moon becomes like blood. Setting aside the cataclysms of human reality, we now open ourselves to this space beyond this present moment, opening our minds to what is possible in the imagination. We call upon Azazel, the scapegoat of the wilderness in the south, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. We call upon Lucifer, the light bringer, the air above, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. We call upon Lilith, mother of the demons in the north, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. We call upon Hecate, goddess of the witches, queen of the underworld below, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. We call upon all kindred souls of equal importance to our own, but so often forgotten in satanic rites gone by. Finally, call upon yourself, all of you, each of those equally worthy parts of you, that which is at the center, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. If you have cards with you, Cut the deck now. Without looking at it, draw the top card and place it face down, horizontally. May this hidden card represent the unknown and the unknowable. Draw a card and place it face up to the left of the first. May this card suggest where you stand now. Draw a card and place it at the center, over top the first. May this card clarify that which stands in your way. Finally, draw a card and place it to the right. May this card point the way to overcoming the obstacles in your path. Silently take note of meanings or connections which may intuitively occur to you. At the Lunar New Year, we asked you to focus on yourself, difficult though it may have been at the start of these particularly turbulent times. This was so you may start your year in a place of care for yourself, which will strengthen all you do from this point on. Then, during the most recent dark moon, we invited you to examine how your circle of empathy can stretch outward from the center, the self, to those closest to you. Another way to see this circle of empathy would be as if the self were a stone you threw into a dark, smooth lake, and each circle ripples out from there, growing larger with time, infinitely expanding outward. Having reached the full moon, we invite you to look back briefly on the intervening time. With that same radical self-acceptance, take a moment to mentally embrace that which served you, that it may be reinforced.
If you have your sigil paper with you, feel free to jot down a small note next to your central symbol as a reminder of its benefits. If you don't want plain English messing up the vibe of your sheet, and you don't have the Theban or Witch's alphabet memorized, and none of us do, you can always write stuff backwards. And now, take another moment to mentally dismiss that which did not serve you, allowing it to fall away without regret. Perhaps write it, or some other recent stumbling block, on your piece of scrap paper. If you can do so safely, burn the scrap paper, or douse it in water, or simply tear it in two, releasing it from mind and form, its purpose fulfilled.
Lo, 'tis a gala night within the lonesome latter years, an angel throng, bewinged, bedight in veils, and drowned in tears, sit in the theater to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes in the form of God on high mutter and mumble low, and thither and hither fly, mere puppets they who come and go, at bidding of vast, formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings, invisible woe. That motley drama, oh, be sure it not be forgot, with its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not, through a circle that ever returneth into the selfsame spot, and much madness, and more of sin, and horror, the soul of the plot. But see, amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that rise from out the scenic solitude. It rise, with mortal pangs, the mimes become its food, and seraphs sob at vermin fangs, and human gore imbued. Out, out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form, the curtain, the funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, while the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is the tragedy man, and its hero, the conqueror worm.
We are gathered here under the light of the worm moon, long believed to be so named for the earthworms which appear as the soil worms, drawing birds to feed. Another name for this cycle is the crow moon. However, in the 1760s, Captain Jonathan Carver visited the Dakota and other Native American tribes and wrote that their name, Worm Moon, refers to a different sort of worm, beetle larvae, which begin to emerge from the thawing bark of trees and other winter hideouts at this time. Though nowadays we tend to think of a worm almost exclusively as a gardener's favorite invertebrate, or as the small intestine's least favorite, the term worm refers to various small, elongated, soft-bodied animals, including insect larvae. In past times, caterpillars, millipedes, snakes, maggots, lizards, and dragons too, were all called worms. Historically, people have seen worm as a creature that is beneath life and death. Historically, people have seen the worm as a creature that is between life and death. And indeed, the origin of the word comes from the Old English worm with a Y, which means serpent or dragon. The satanic parallel is almost too on the nose, and the pun of the worm and the apple almost goes without saying. Almost. But Eden is not the only relevant scene worthy of renewed consideration. There are many legends in northeast of England relating to gigantic worms which terrorized the local area before being slain by a so-called hero. The Lambton worm, Sockburn worm, and Worm of Linton are among the best known of these. In Beowulf, the character is the final monster, a dragon, described when, quote, "The worm awoke, accusation was renewed, whilst in Genesis B, an Old English translation of an Old Saxon poetic version of Genesis, Satan's lackey transforms himself into a worm, quote, then he cast himself into a worm's body, and then wound himself around the tree of death through the devil's craft." In the tale of the Lambton worm, a rebellious boy skips church to go fishing and catches a small eel-like creature with 9 holes on each side of its head, which he discards back into the waters. There are many depictions of this worm, and some stories say it had legs. Time passes, the boy and the worm grow. When the worm begins terrorizing the countryside of the boy's family estate, the boy, now a knight, returns from the Crusades to battle the worm, but not before a witch warns him that he must also kill the first living being he lays eyes on after slaying the beast. He and his father plot to ensure the first thing he sees is his dog, but the father is so excited with the son's victory that he forgets and rushes out to meet him, though they end up sacrificing the dog anyway, just in case. A rather Miltonian example of a tale that to our eyes is easier to sympathize with the villains than the heroes. And we've not even mentioned the common Christian iconography of Archangel Michael with his heel upon the dragon's neck. May this moon's brilliant light serve as a reminder to us that, as with its fellow worms, from serpents to nightcrawlers to beetle larvae, the dragon will always reemerge.
And now we invite you to join us in a body scan meditation as it feels comfortable to you. I first invite you to begin by bringing your attention to your environment, slowly looking around and noticing that you are safe in this moment. Try to notice all the different textures you can see. Try bringing your attention into your body if that feels good for you. When you are ready, you might notice where you feel your breath in your body. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or maintain a soft gaze with your eyes partially closed, but not focusing on anything in particular. You can notice your body seated wherever you're seated, feeling the support of the chair or the floor beneath you. You might feel your weight balanced on the seat cushion beneath you. You might feel an elongated, comfortable spine and an uplifted feeling in your chest. You may also feel your shoulder blades relax down your back. If you like, try taking a few deep, long breaths within the range of what is comfortable for you. And as you take a deep breath, see if you can bring in more oxygen, enlivening the body. And as you exhale, you might experience a sense of relaxing more deeply. As you breathe in oxygen oh so deeply, try to draw down your body all the way to the floor. See if you can gently move your breath all the way down the length of you. Now, see if you can notice your feet on the floor. Notice the sensations of your feet touching the floor. The weight and pressure, vibration, heat. You can notice your legs against the chair or the floor, pressure, pulsing, heaviness, lightness. As you feel ready, very gently shift your focus to your abdomen and stomach and all the internal organs here. Perhaps you notice the feeling of clothing, the process of digestion, or the belly rising or falling with each breath. If you notice opinions arising about these areas, see if you can gently let these go and return to noticing sensations. If your stomach is tight or tense, can you allow it to soften? Take a breath here. Now try to notice your back against the chair or the floor, supporting you. If you're not able to notice sensations in all areas of the body, that's okay. We're more connected to certain areas of the body than others at different times of day. You can try to notice your hands now. Are your hands tense or tight? See if you can allow them to soften. See if you can channel your breathing into and out of this area, as if you're breathing into and out from your hands. What do your hands feel like when you do this? Notice your arms if you feel comfortable doing so. Try to feel any sensation in your arms. Do your best to allow your shoulders to be soft. If your mind wanders, you might gently bring your attention back to the experience of your body breathing or your chosen object of attention. Notice your neck now and throat as it feels good to you. Try to allow them to be soft. See if you can invite in a sense of relaxation. Try to soften your jaw. Do your best to allow your face and facial muscles to be soft. As you exhale, you might notice the softening of any tension you may be holding. Then notice your whole body present. See if you can bring your awareness from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes. Can you feel the gentle rhythm of the breath as it moves through the body? Try to sit with as much of your body as you comfortably can, feeling your breathing. Take one more breath to a level that feels comfortable. Be aware of your whole body as best you can. Take a breath. Now slowly open up your eyes if they're closed, without focusing on anything particular. Allow your head and neck to gently rotate, taking in the space you are now in. When you feel ready, you can return to your normal gaze and the present moment.
We now open the circle and give our thanks. Depart in peace, guardian of the crossroads. From you we gain the keys to rooms deep within ourselves. Our gratitude goes with you. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Depart in peace, exile of Eden. Your example inspires us to guard our own autonomy. Our gratitude goes with you. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Depart in peace, you bringer of light. Your winds have come and change has begun. Our gratitude goes with you. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Depart in peace, you blameless sacrifice. May we pick up the trail of your flight to freedom. Our gratitude goes with you. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Extend gratitude to yourself for setting aside this moment of intentionality and reflection. If you so choose, repeat to yourself, I am at the center. I am the center. There is no God where I am.
I am at the center. I am the center. There is no God where I am.
With the ringing of this bell, return to the rational world, renewed by your retreat from it, and stronger for any insights gleaned and any resolve gathered. May the waning moonlight allow your flame to shine all the brighter upon your path these coming weeks. Until we see you under the new moon, go well and be safe. May the devil take you and keep you. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
So it is done.